He apparently made a deal with Miley Cyrus. If he got a Hannah Montana tattoo, he would be allowed to be a guest star in Hannah Montana. So he got them.
Why didn't you just go through the normal channels of like getting your agent to speak to the producer? Like,
Well, even then,
what do you?
they're not going to say, "Oh yes, Stephen Baldwin, just what we've been looking for."
Yeah.
We got a perfect role for it. But so he got this. He then approached Miley Cyrus at on tour or something, presented the tattoo to her, and it did not work. He was never on the show.
Oh my
So,
god. Why on earth would you do that? How desperate are you to be on Hannah Montana?
yeah.
So desperate you would get it inked onto your skin. I have to look this up now. This is ridiculous. What does it look like? Oh my god. Steve, why?
He has a tattoo on the back of his neck that you see in some shots, and that's like the one they didn't block out. Not that it's, he's a professor. Professors can have tattoos, but his character evidently can't, apart on his sleeves at least. But yeah, he has a little HM on his left shoulder, I think.
Oh my god. Or didn't his left shoulder get eaten by a shark?
Not yet. Not at this point.
It's fine. Oh my goodness, Steve. It's not bad. It's quite nice font.
So Laura gets kidnapped. He goes to the police. Goes to Lieutenant Totty, and she basically says, "Okay, don't do anything. Go hide in your hotel room. We'll look into it." Then we get the gondola attack, and there's been numerous shots of a gondola with some tourists in the film. It's always been the same ones. Every time. It's just, every time.
They just really love going out on a gondola.
Yeah. But in this attack, something that I found genuinely upsetting was watching a shark swallow. Because it's something you don't really see from that angle before. We have the shark, it's underside facing the camera up, positioned vertically, and it's eating people or boat or something, and just watching all of those muscles contracting and restricting, sending things down it's upsetting to watch.
It's very crunchy. This movie really made a point of being I want the bones of the people to snap when the shark eats them, because every attack has been very munch munch. I've got a thing here that says crunch munch shark, because it's so bitey snap snap, and it's eating these people that it's crunching, you can hear the crunch, and then we cut to a reef in Australia where a shark has been fed a piece of goat or something.
Yeah, it's a whole turkey
swallowing that, but we're meant to be but then it's interspaced with women in balconies going "Ah!" in Venice, so we're meant to think that we're watching him eating the people. Sorry, shark.
So there's lots of people, tourists or locals, seeing this shark attack, witnessing this evident shark. But at no point does Venice as a whole find out about sharks, because they then go from there to a bar where people watching a TV report was unprecedented amount of missing people here in Venice.
Yeah.
They're in the shark. We know where they are.
That's a shame. And someone's I saw that they got eaten by a shark, and everyone's oh, it's probably fine. I don't think that's anything we need to worry about.
This is what you're talking about the promise of the premise. It's the Venice here should now know. Shark problem. We as a place should be trying to deal with this.
Yeah, and it should be there could have been a whole thing about that, but no, it could have gone more Jawsy.
Yeah, because spoiler alert for the end of the film, the sharks are still there.
Yeah, they're still there. And the problem has not gone away. It's not like that lovely, God, I was going to call it radioactive, the deep blue sea shark that gets its revenge and then buggers off home. It's no, these sharks, this is just how they live.
This is their home now. Deal with that.
They own Venice. They are the mafia now.
Yeah, your primary mode of transport is boats that are very flimsy. Yeah. Good luck to you. So Stephen Baldwin, David Frank goes to his hotel room, tries to sleep. He's tossing and turning. He's not sleeping well. There's a guard on the door, and then ninjas attack.
Love it. Love it. Actual ninjas.
They're ziplining into his room. They're trying to take him out with a syringe of something, and he fights them off with a lamp. Just good lamp fighting work. Always good to see that.
So good.
Runs out of his door, yells at one of the the guards at the door, like, they have a gun. Guard gets gunned down immediately. He had no chance.
Literally.
And then leads to a foot chase. He's running through Venice, trying to escape
through the streets of Venice,
I
throwing
loved
bottles of wine at them.
Well, my favourite extra is the bellboy, the doorman, because Stephen Baldwin runs past him. He has a very awkward run, as well as Stephen Baldwin.
Yes.
It's very like fist pumpy. And then there's a beat, and then the two former ninjas, now just henchmen, run past the bellboy, and he like takes a few steps back. And, whoa, they got guns! And
yeah, oh yeah. Like, good night, sir. Have a good evening. Run. Whoa! Who let these guys in?
Wait a minute.
I don't like the look of that.
So then he's running through some plazas and some shopping centres and whatever, and hiding in alleyways. He's got like a good hiding place. They all run past him, but he makes it very evident where he is by pushing a load of wine bottles at them.
And like, why is everyone totally chill with this all the time? They're like, oh look, the mafia's at it again. I'm gonna chase him today. Yeah, literally.
And he eventually he hides in this like basement that's a workshop. And one of the guys goes down there, takes his mask off, and they have a little fight. And the guy grabs a chainsaw, and you know what you fight a chainsaw with? A chair, a wooden chair. Of course.
What are you gonna use your arm? Like.
So a little table gets cut through, and then he manages to successfully fight off with a chair. And
I'd be so scared if someone came at me with a chainsaw.
Yes, 100%. I'm scared using one when I've had to do that.
Like, I think if someone picked up a chainsaw, I would just be like, do you need to talk? Like, why was that your go-to? This is so violent and horrible. Like, can't we just punch each other like real people? Why do you have to chop me in half slowly?
So, David Franks gets the upper hand and is asking, like, who sent you? Where's Laura? And the guy's like, no, screw you. So he takes him over to the table with the circular saw on it, and he holds the guy against the circular saw until he answers questions, which is straight out of Indiana Jones, again.
I just, no, thank you.
Oh, yes, please. Fully on board with this. Because I love Stephen Baldwin's reactions to being attacked, like when the little table he's fighting with gets ripped apart with a chainsaw. He's a real like scared, oh my god, acting face.
Which is like probably the only expression he portrays the whole
other
movie.
than like pensive. That's the only thing he does. Like deep in thought. So he gets answers from the guy, who then passes out once the Stegosaurus is turned off, so it didn't kill him. And then he heads off. He's chased by motorbikes. It's always surprised to see any kind of vehicle that's not a boat in Venice. Apparently there are alleyways for them to go down. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
A few alleyways in Venice, but most of them do lead to the water. So
all roads lead to water.
Venice.
Yeah. And so he manages to get onto a boat, heads to another boat, but that's Vito Clemenza's men find him there, kidnap him, and he's taken as well.
And then it's like, the reason is, it's like, you're the only one that knows where the treasure trove is. And it's like, I found it purely by accident.
And I don't know where we are right now.
I don't remember where it was.
I've been brought here unconscious. This is not going to work. Where are we? How do we?
I can't help you. Also, my dad had so many maps and stuff. Like, what was his dad's job? Was he also like an archaeologist? Like,
it's a good question. I don't know.
Why did they have to get an American archaeologist? Like, why? He wasn't like world renowned or anything. He just works at a university.
Yeah. Well, this is where we get the reveal of the plan. Vito Clemenza's take him to his hideout, and he wants him to go and get the treasure. And he has a tank of baby sharks, and it's revealed that he takes these baby sharks.
I was literally
he puts them in the canals, so that they grow up. They live in the canals, and they become he calls them guard dogs or watchdogs to prevent people from going in and finding the treasure that he doesn't know where it is. Meanwhile, he sends people in to find the treasure,
not thinking that they might get eaten by the sharks that he prepared earlier.
Yes.
Like, why didn't you just either go in and, like, hey, screenwriter, why didn't you either go in and try and find the treasure, and you can't, and it was the Messini, or whatever they were called, Medici, who put the sharks in. So it's just like a problem that's like guarding the treasure, the Medici sharks. And
the Medici are the knight at the end of the Last Crusade.
Yeah, like, and they could have like sharks in there because like, and the sharks could all have little like cute Medici tattoos or whatever. Like, it'd be adorable.
They're wearing armor,
Yeah, like full on chainmail, like sharks in chainmail. Oh, I want that movie now. Sharks in chainmail, give it to me.
Just rusty. They're just rusted.
So then that's just like a problem where it's like that's why they struggle to get the treasure because they keep getting eaten by sharks. So they need someone that knows not only treasure hunting and diving but also shark fighting. So that's a premise. Or you have it where he knows where the treasure is and he wants to keep it that way, so he puts the sharks in the water and he constantly tries to get people to not go anywhere near the treasure and feeds them to sharks instead.
Yeah, he'd be like the long-haired guy from The Mummy.
Yeah, why have you had it where the hot one from The Mummy? Oh, well, I'm saying they're all hot in The Mummy.
But we all know who you mean by the hot one in The Mummy. That's not Rachel Weisz. Yeah.
It's all of them.
It's like, not Benny, is it?
Single. You know what? Benny has an endearing charm. I like that actor. I think he works well with Stephen Summers. The entire cast of The Mummy is hot.
Okay.
So hot, all of them, even the 4 Americans that get their like tongues and stuff ripped out. Like,
I'm gonna stop you before you get to Omid Jalili, I think.
Omid is so intelligent and funny. Like, everyone in The Mummy is hot. That is the one takeaway I want you to take from Shark in Venice, that everyone in The Mummy is hot.
Have you seen Mindhunters?
No, I haven't.
Rennie Harlin film that features Patricia Velasquez and Anouk Suleiman.
Isn't
she fantastic?
Yeah, nice. I will check that out. I know that she's Will Arnett's girlfriend in like the first season of Arrested Development,
Martha,
and it always weirds me out because I'm like, why is Anaxuna Moon here? What was I saying? Oh yeah, sharks. Yeah, why did you?
Sharks.
Why did you? What?
This is a film pausing, write half a page of notes trying to work out the plan kind of thing.
Honestly, like, it doesn't even take any. It takes 2 seconds to think, wait, if you were after the treasure, why did you put an obstacle in the way of it?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Yes.
Why didn't you, screenwriter, just say that someone else put the sharks there?
It is the most ridiculous thing in any film ever.
And, like, I get that this is a movie about sharks in Venice. Like, I am fully on board with that. But this is just, like, that little bit step too far that you're just like, why? I like dumb fun, but this is just dumb. Anyone could have put those sharks there. You had a whole knight from Indiana Jones cast of thousands that could have put the sharks there. Sharks are old. Sharks should be extinct. They're like dinosaurs. They could have been there for centuries. That's why they're so big. Why did the mafia man? Where's he even getting them from?
It's just utterly ridiculous, and I love it. And so Vito Clemenza has Laura captive. He's going to feed her to the baby sharks.
She's totally chill about it though. Like, she 100% is just like so passive and just like bored out of her mind, not frightened at all. Nor is Steve. They're all just very chill.
Yeah. So now it's fine for him to go look for the treasure because otherwise she's going to be shark food. So he goes down there with a couple of the henchmen. We get a couple more repeated shots of the shark footage and people being killed by sharks in the same way. The exact same footage. But he makes it to the where the treasure is with one of the guys.
Somehow.
They get through the traps, which have all been set off, so he didn't reset them. I really like just traps in these kind of tunnels. I've always said, like, the Star Wars film that I want is just a time-lapse footage of them building a Death Star. We get a little bit of it in Rogue One. I just want to see the whole thing. Just give me 2 hours of it all sped up. And I want to see, like, these guys. I believe they could do it. I want to see all of the people from the past setting these traps.
Yeah,
I want to see them designing it, implementing them.
And this is the thing, because they already have traps, the shark could have just been the last big trap. Like, why didn't the Medici... Did someone misread the script?
It's the first layer of defence.
Surely the Medici put the sharks in the rivers. Like, why wouldn't they?
And I love the treasure is just one big mound It's not like neatly. It's just a big pile of. There's a chest that's open, coins spilling out. It's a proper Pirates of the Caribbean kind of.
Yeah,